NICT is a game for young people to play to explore issues around child criminal exploitation, county lines and grooming. The idea is that they will work out which one of their friends has been arrested, in what location and with what substance. Professionals wanted a tool that would sort of allow them to approach the topic in a sort of more friendly, third-person way, because it means that they can remove any worries or anxiety about sort of exposing too much of themselves or sort of saying too much about friends or about people that might be related, and it allows them to kind of explore it in a more open and safe way. So the game helps young people to recognise the warning signs. This will help them to kind of know if they're being groomed, to maybe sort of give them the opportunity to think about how to react to these ahead of time, to sort of be able to empathise with other people in the same situation and to, basically to protect them.
I feel that young people are vulnerable as it is, and without being informed regards to the dangers out there, I feel the risks are enhanced. So I think it's very important that young people, especially at an early age, are made aware of risks.
The chance cards are important because they highlight some of the techniques that might be used by sort of exploiters or groomers, things like gifts, things like threats, things like debt. All of the characters in NICT are based on risk factors for child criminal exploitation, so they sort of showcase kind of the variety of vulnerabilities or sort of qualities that someone might have that groomers might look for. Child criminal exploitation can sort of be quite similar to domestic abuse because quite often people don't believe it will happen to them. They sort of assume that it only happens to people due to weakness or something like that, but actually it's most often the result of a positive quality like loyalty or bravery or sort of willingness to protect someone or something like that that enables someone to be manipulated. The game can be used by professionals as an educational tool, as an investigative tool to kind of broach the conversations in a sort of less formal and more creative way.
I think by using games it helps to make a difficult topic a bit more accessible. I guess it helps us as workers to be able to start a conversation in a way that is kind of engaging and not just let's sit down and talk about exploitation in a kind of a very serious sort of way. And it also kind of puts it onto a conversation that isn't real, and sometimes it kind of helps put people into kind of an imagined situation so that they can kind of work things out for themselves rather than having to think about necessarily their own lives and their own friendship groups. And so to sort of have that conversation in an imagined way or through a game helps them to kind of reflect in a different way.